Hi everybody. So this is a first look at KNIME, a analytics platform. It's so I don't have very much experience currently with it, but I wanted to share just to kind of get the word out that it's a pretty cool tool and it's really easy to use. I think it is very simple, especially if you're already using tools like Dynamo, and if you have a passion for data, like I do. I think this is a great tool to really start to kind of play around with analytics. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in any of it. It's more of a kind of a side hobby slash passion to data in general is. And I feel like this is a really easy tool to use. And I mean, obviously, there's a lot of nuanced things to data. Optimizing, or I guess doing feature engineering and choosing the correct columns based off of what you want to achieve, filtering specific rows out, organizing the information. There's a lot of little things that are involved that you still need to do if you're going to create really good analytics applications. But I think this is a really easy tool to really just start to play around with it. And what's cool is I think it's also, I've heard that people have leveraged it to deploy actual applications from. So there's still a lot of things I need to learn about the tool, but I thought it was worth sharing. Get the word out there that it's a phenomenal tool. Really great to use. It's simple. Just literally drop your nodes onto the screen, just like Dynamo, and then you can see and leverage your data in different ways. So up here, I've got just a couple things. I've just got Data Explorer up there, which is kind of interesting. I can't, I haven't figured out how yet, but I found if I reset it, I can then execute and open views. So the first, and I didn't explain this, but the first node to the left is the, so the first node to the left is the Excel so this is an Excel reader node because this is a Excel file that I'm reading, but you can read a variety of formats, so that's kind of the starting point. I think you can read databases as well, and so that's I think that's typically how a lot of the scripts will start, and then from there you kind of move and do different things. Currently all I'm doing is just kind of exploring the different nodes and just checking things out. But let's reset this one and see if it'll actually give us something cool. A really great tip I learned from Keith McCormick was, and he's a pretty great guy to follow on LinkedIn. He's a data miner, trainer, speaker, and author. So he knows. He's been in the industry for a long time in data, so he knows a lot of stuff. I definitely recommend checking his stuff out. I actually watched one of his courses, and that's where I found out about KNIME. But one of his tips for KNIME was to use the example scripts that were already there. So just grab, if you're trying to do something, grab one that kind of closely matches it rather than starting with an empty canvas. So I thought that was a really great tip. So you can see here, this just explores the data, so it just gives us like a minimum, maximum, a mean, a standard deviation, variance, skewness. So interesting stuff. I think we can expand this and kind of get some charts. So we've got that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, this is like a full-on UI that we can, configure and kind of manipulate and kind of interact. Well, I guess not manipulate, but we can interact with it and learn more about our data. So like before we ran that, we could have configured it, and so this gives us an option to kind of pick and choose or change some of the settings before it actually launches that Data Explorer button. Down here, I thought this was kind of a cool node, but we can create a scatter plot. Now there's nothing crazy about this one. It doesn't look that cool, but As you see, it just plots that information out. But that's, I mean, the data itself isn't that cool. There's not a lot of data going on, but it's pretty sick. I mean, just to be able to, you know, with a couple nodes, kind of plot out your data just with 2 nodes. And, you know, rather than in Python, it may take you know, it takes a lot to kind of know, you know, what libraries are you using, how are you going to plot that, what colors, what's the X and Y axis, what's going to be there, you know. So in this one, it was literally to get me to do that. All I had to do was search for Excel Reader, which I opened up a sample and saw that there was a file reader. So I searched for Excel Reader, and then I searched for Scatterplot. Over here in the right, or left, sorry, you can search just for your nodes. So I just searched for some nodes and started to kind of place them on there. So a really, really cool tool. The example scripts, I think, are up here. So under examples, actually, I think it's in this local one. So the example workflows. You can find different examples of just, you know, like here's a simple classifier, data blending, just a variety of different things. So definitely worth checking out. I think this is an awesome tool. This is, if you want to jump into this as well, I'm hoping to do future videos on this, but I'm not going to be doing videos teaching you KNIME itself. I'm not going to teach you the basics or anything like that, because I just haven't dealt with this tool long enough. But I would like to kind of show maybe how we can leverage this with our AEC data. But as for learning the foundations, learning the tool, how to use it, I definitely recommend checking out this course. So this is on LinkedIn Learning by Keith McCormick, and you can find it. It's called Introduction to Machine Learning with KNIME. So definitely check that out. And then I think in his course, at the end, he recommends some resources. I can't remember all of them, but I think this was one of them. So KNIME TV. I haven't watched this yet, so I planned on kind of jumping in here and checking out some of the videos. But I definitely recommend checking out his course. It's really good. So anyways, I thought this was a really cool tool to show. I'm going to, in the future videos, dive into some Navisworks data, maybe some room data that we can pull from Revit, and see just what we can do with it. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this is a tool that interests you. If you are messing with tools like this, let me know. I know there's some other great options, like I think there's a tool called Orange that's out there that's kind of like this. So let me know if you're already using things like this. But anyways, thanks for watching, and you know, make sure to like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.